And I want to speak to Joe Biden directly. Who the hell do you think you are? Who the hell do you think you are to use these blood libels against the Jewish people, that they're indiscriminately murdering Palestinian civilians, when you spew the lies of the Hamas terrorists against the Jews and unleash anti-Semitism in this country around the world like we've never seen before? Who the hell do you think you are to tell a democracy, the Jewish people that elected this government, that you don't like their government, that you don't like their prime minister, that they need to remove him and place him with some clown or lapdog that you prefer? Who the hell do you think you are to tell the Israelis that they cannot defeat Hamas, which has said, proven again and again, that they want to wipe out the Jewish population in Israel? Who the hell do you think you are to be funding Iran and Hamas and the Houthis and Hezbollah, arming them with our money, with money from oil sales? Who the hell do you think you are? You say you provide weapons to Israel. You haven't provided a damn thing to Israel. Congress provides weapons to Israel. You're the one violating the Impoundment Act and the Constitution by withholding it. Who the hell do you think you are to exploit the Jews here at home by going to sacred property, the Holocaust Museum and Memorial, as a political stunt, while secretly behind the back of the Jewish state, you're cutting off arms? Who the hell do you think you are when your party, your Democrat donors whip up anti-Semitism all across this country and you don't tell them to stop? Who the hell do you think you are to tell the Jewish people in Israel whether they get to live or whether they get to die? I am sick and tired of you. I am sick and tired of your propaganda. I'm sick and tired of your exploitation of the Jews in this country. You think that Bernie Sanders, a self-hating Jew, or Thomas Friedman, or Antony Blinken represent the Jewish people in Israel? You think the Jewish billionaires that fund you and your party represent the Jewish people in Israel? Let me tell you something, pal.
The Nakba, the ethnic cleansing, the genocide, all this type of allegations is the failing attempt of the loser that wants to turn defeat into something else. It's a culture that is based on honor and shame, not right and wrong. It's very shameful, and it has been for the Arab leaderships to just accept defeat. And if you don't accept defeat, you can never know victory, by the way. So they call it a Nakba. It's a disaster. But who's responsible for that disaster? Was it the Arab miscalculation when Israel was extremely outnumbered and they came with this inflated Arabian ego, thinking that they are going to make the Jews into a food of the fish of the sea? They used to say, you know, Arabic, تَجَوَّعَ يَا سَمَكَ الْبَحْرِ. This was the slogan, marching towards to annihilate the Jewish people. It was a big shock. My grandmother was asked to evacuate her farm as hundreds of thousands of Arabs left their farms because the Arab armies told them, you must evacuate. After we cleanse the land of the Jews, you can return to your homes. I don't need the United Nations to come educate me about anything because my grandmother is an eyewitness and she gave me her experience. This is what they told her. This is why she left her farm, because she was afraid to get caught up in the war. And the Arabs lost the war, and my grandmother never returned back to her farm. But you know what's amazing? My grandmother started her life again in the village of Bir Zayt near Ramallah and was able to start over and be very successful, sent all her children to get education. And what's remarkable about her? She never spoke anything bad about Israel. She never used the term Nakba. She never used the term occupation or colonialism. For her, it was a loss, and I think deep in her soul, she knew that the Arab armies misguided the entire population, Arab population. They weren't Palestinians at that time. So when we talk about Nakba, catastrophe, whatever they want to name it, it's just a concept. Who's responsible for that, in my opinion? The Arab arrogance.